Going live. All right, we are on. What's up, everyone? Nate DeAllen here with my very VIP guest, Michael Karlins with Peak Realty Incorporated. Today, we're going to be going over a few things. We're going to be letting you get to know Michael and his company here in Chesapeake and how he can benefit you, and also getting to learn a little bit about Michael and what he's got in the works. And anyways, Michael, can you introduce yourself to everybody and let us know a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely, Dave. Mike Karlins, broker owner of Peak Realty. Started the brokerage a couple years ago, and my background is actually in construction. I became a real estate agent in 2000, been licensed over 18 years because I was building spec homes. So also a real estate investor. And right now, just running the brokerage, looking to expand the brokerage, both help people buying and selling, but also bring on agents and see how I can really benefit them.
That's awesome. You mentioned something in there that I know I wasn't always familiar with. Can you explain to some of the people watching maybe what a spec home is?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So a spec home, I had built spec homes, which mean you're speculative. So you're buying the lot, you're getting the financing from the bank, you're coming up with the plans, you're doing the interior layout, picking out basically everything yourself in hopes that somebody will buy it. So the hope is somebody will actually buy it during the building phase, but unfortunately, sometimes you end up sitting on the houses and just trying to figure out how to get them sold. So that is why I became an agent, because I was sitting on 2 spec homes and had to figure out how to get them sold. So became an agent and got the home sold relatively quickly.
That's awesome. Something I'm always wondering. My wife and I, we've been through the home buying process 2 times. Once in Nashville and then more recently here. Something that it seems like all real estate agents say the same thing. So I was just curious, what makes you unique out of the herds of wonderful and amazing professionals that have their license, that say they can get you a great deal and negotiate hard and give you great customer service. What makes you personally stand out?
Well, that's a fantastic question, and let me just say that there's one just minor flaw in our industry, is that it is way too easy to get a real estate license. It takes about 3 weeks to get a real estate license. So one thing I bring to the table is a lot of experience. Been through, helped a lot of clients buy and sell homes. In addition to that, having the construction background, it's like the ability to see through walls, because I literally know how houses are built from the ground up. And I am a constant learner. So it's not like I got my license, figured out how to do it year 1, and then just kept doing the same thing. I am constantly growing and getting better and better at what I do. So that's pretty much what I bring to the table. And let me throw in too that in addition to being, I'm no longer a real estate salesperson, I'm a real estate broker.
Sure.
So there's also more continuing education classes in that and more education involved there too.
Nice.
So I use all that information just to serve the clients and find out what their needs are and help them in the best way possible.
That's awesome. A great response, and that definitely stands out to me. I would say most real estate professionals probably haven't actually worked in contracting, and so that's awesome. Let's see. Okay, so something that I have maybe had a mild addiction to at certain times is online, like Zillow and Trulia and Redfin. And it seems like when I look up my house, one of those sites, inflates the number perhaps, and I get really excited, and another number perhaps is a little more realistic. But how can you explain, like, for someone who perhaps is also addicted to these sites, what does a realtor bring to the table that can do something for them that they can't do on their own in this world of information and technology? What does a realtor, or perhaps how can you help someone get maybe the accurate information?
Well, the issue is that there's too much information. All the information is out there, but information overload is sometimes the biggest problem, because it's being able to sort through and use that information in an intelligent way to accomplish what your goals are. So it really depends. The first step is finding out what somebody's real estate goals are. Now, the online websites are great, and of course, I have my own website, which also has full access to the MLS.
Real quick, can you share what your website is, just in case?
Absolutely. It's virginiabeachhomesva.com. You can also access it by just typing in hrvahomes.com.
Okay, cool.
So that has full access to the MLS. Now, the thing with sites like Zillow is Zillow's main target, at least at this point, they're expanding and trying to get into real estate and actually start brokerages, but their main target is selling the leads to real estate agents. So you're going to see coming soon listings, you're going to see pre-foreclosure listings, you're going to see the houses that are not actually for sale that you see as for sale. So there's a lot of extra stuff on Zillow, and so that is just completely there to target people, so they'll click on it, so they'll get a lead, so that then Zillow can turn around and sell that lead to agents. So that's kind of the game with Zillow per se. So my recommendation is, use Zillow, use all the sites, look around just to get a feel for things. But when you are really looking to actually purchase or sell a home, you need somebody who can take all that information and condense it in for what you need and help you get things done in the quickest way possible and in the most financially responsible or the fiscally responsible way possible that, again, helps you accomplish your goals.
Super cool. When we were visiting earlier, you had mentioned something to me when we were setting this up. You said you're at the point now where you're, looking into perhaps growing your company.
Absolutely.
And looking for some, really motivated people that want to come and start real estate. We mentioned that almost anyone can get their license, but what does it take for someone with a license to actually, produce income and really help a lot of people get homes? So can you share a little bit about your goals for expanding your company?
Absolutely. And that's a great question too. Like, with anybody being able to get their real estate license, there's a lot of turnover on our industry. So you'll see 87% come and go. 80% of agents who actually get licensed will come and go in the first year. Over 90% the first year get a license, try real estate, they either decide it's for them, not for them, can't make a living at it, so come and go. So we've got a really high turnover rate. Now, what I am looking for is to bring agents onto my team who have been in the business for a couple years. So they understand the paperwork, they kind of understand how things work as far as getting leads and talking to people and nurturing people and realizing that people, initially when you talk to them, they may not be ready to buy or sell, but they're looking for somebody who could just be a resource for them to talk to throughout the process and get to know them and really understand what their needs are. So my target right now is agents who have been in the business 2-3 years, have done a few deals, but really aren't where they want to be with their business. They want to be a full-time agent. They want to help as many people as possible, but they need some guidance. They need some coaching, some accountability, just to make sure they're doing all the right things. And they want somebody who's truly going to be invested in them and what their goals are, same as I invested in, buyer seller clients, and I want to invest in agents to help them achieve whatever their goals are for their career.